Hello and welcome to my channel, The Average Gamer Joe. Today we're going to be going over how to HQ crafts from 1 to 50, possibly starting at maybe around 10, not from 1 directly, but if you end up wanting something even lower, you probably won't really need it because the stuff that I'm going to give you, you can kind of mess and tweak with some of the macros that I'm going to use to try to craft things if you do need to craft things high quality at a lower level, like for under 10 for instance, or in between, you know, since I'm doing them in 10 increments, 10 level increments. But so yeah, so to get started, I'm already wearing the gear, but I will show you where to get the gear from just in case you don't know. Now, since I'm a blacksmith, I am in Limsa, so I'm going to be using the stuff in Limsa. It will depend on which job you have. So if you go to the map, you'll see here I have the Blacksmith Guild and the Armorers Guild is going to be here. So different guilds are going to be in different locations. So for instance, in the Culinarians here. So you'll want to go to the prospective guild that you need to go to for crafting. So depending on which location, each location will have different things. So I'm going to show you where to get the gear from. And it'll be the same place most that you'll be able to get the gear from 1 to 50. So we're going to go to the 8th right here and go to Hawker's Alley. And then from Hawker's Alley, we're going to go over, I think I'm going the right way. We're going to go, no, I'm going the wrong way. We're going to go back this way. So yeah, we're going to go over here. I believe it's the Battlecraft supplier or the Tradecraft supplier. Let me see. I might be running around in circles here. Yeah, I am. Well, anyway, so there's the jeweler here, the independent jeweler. So for accessories, you can go here for your Tradecraft accessories. Just, you know, look and see which one they are by level. For some, these seem to be a lot higher level. So at a certain level, you may not be able to get them. If you do go to other locations, you can find lower accessories. So if you go to Gridania, for instance, they may actually have the lower level accessories, for instance. So like that one was, even though we're in a beginning area, the lowest accessory I think was like level 18. So as you can see on mine though, I have a few accessories that are level 9. The earpiece should not be here at level 15. So let me remove that so it doesn't mess up our, let's see, I don't think I have anything at that level. So yeah, we're going to remove that for now. I'm only equipping things that are 10 and below. Let's see, the offhand, that's level 11, so we're going to unequip that as well. So here's the Battlecraft supplier. So even though it does say Battlecraft supplier, it is going to have Disciple of the Hand and land gear, which is what you need for crafting. So you'll basically go in here, go from purchase gear from level 1 to 9, and you'll basically go in here and get any gear that you need at the level that you need, all the way up, as you can see here, until level 49. So it's almost to level 50. So that's how we're going to be doing this. So yeah, so let's go ahead and run back over to the Battlecraft area. Or, excuse me, the Blacksmith Guild, which is going to be the closest is Aft Castle. So we'll go ahead and go here. All right. So yeah, so first we're going to start off from 1 to 10. Now, like I said, I'm going to be doing crafts at the maximum of each level. So from 1 to 10, I'm going to start at 10. From 11 to 20, I'm probably going to start at 20. That way you at least have the maximum that you need, like for that part, and then you can kind of customize it in any way you need to fit the craft that you're doing. Because obviously, depending on the level, is going to determine the difficulty and the quality level, etc. So I can make an in-depth video if you want it on how to do pretty much any crafts, but I'm just going to do them specifically for these so that you have an idea of how it works, how to set up macros, etc. So yeah, so first let's go over macros before I go any further. So under the main menu, if you go over to system and go into user macros, you'll have macros. Now I have a bunch of these set up, so you can kind of ignore these. These are things I've made over time. But I did make some for this video specifically that goes over how the macros, you know, for instance, this one's going to be level 10, HQ 4560. So the 45 is going to be, here, I'll go to a craft so you can see. So we'll go to a level, let's see, we'll go to a level 10 craft. We'll just do bronze mortar. And as you can see, the difficulty at the top says 45 and the durability at the bottom of that says 60. Now what's great is that Final Fantasy allows you to do a practice synthesis so that you don't actually have to have the materials to craft it. And if you do have the materials to craft it, you can practice with it so you don't lose those materials and make sure that the craft that you're doing is good enough to complete the craft. So I'll go over that in a second. But yeah, so let's go back to user macros, and I have the user macros here. So like I said, the 45 and 60, and I have it level 10. As you can see, where it says /AC basic synthesis weight 3. So the AC stands for action. And then the basic synthesis is the actual action that it's going to do. And then the weight 3 is basically 3 seconds. So it'll wait 3 seconds before it does the next craft. Now, the most important thing when it comes to making macros is that you have to put the quotation marks before and after the name. Now, I did with what's called the auto spell, or I forgot what it's called, where it auto puts the thing there. Even if you use that instead of typing it out manually, you still have to have those there, at least for me. Sometimes it gets finicky and stuff like that. At the bottom where it says /E, that stands for echo, so it'll basically only show to you at the bottom, letting you know I put echo craft complete, and then the SE.8, which is just a sound effect. You can mess with those, but like I said, yeah. So let's practice with the first one and see how it goes. So for this one, we'll start with the level 10 mortar. We'll go to begin trial synthesis, and then we're going to go to click the level 10 one that we created down here at the bottom. So hopefully it works. I did remove, so yeah, so it says basic synthesis is not a valid target name, etc. So sometimes, for whatever reason, when you're and this is something that I'm glad it actually did this, because this may be something you run into in the future. A lot of people will type them out manually. I don't like typing them out manually, but sometimes you can, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So for this particularly, all I need to do, and we can test it out, is I'll remove the quotation marks. Just make sure you have all the spaces and stuff. Like I said, I'll put this in the description for each one of these so you have them, so you can use them to make it easier. So yeah, here, let's do that. Let's do that. Remove that one, and then this one, and then we'll try it again. So it's good sometimes to troubleshoot, because you never know, hey, it doesn't work, then you figure out why, and then you know that it doesn't work. So let's try it again. So this, we're going to click it one more time. It should work this time. Let's see. There it goes. Yeah, so now it works. So sometimes if you type them, sometimes if you type them, or if you don't type them properly, or if you don't put the words in right, or if you don't spell it right. But since I use the auto ones where you basically type in a word, press tab, and it will auto do it for you, you have to make sure that the spelling is correct, and that sometimes you have to use the quotation marks and sometimes not. So you test it, and there, see, we HQ'd it at the 250. It says quality 250, 250, HQ 100. So yeah, so that's going to be that, how you do that for the first from 1 to 10. Now, like I said, you can go in and change the macro itself. So like, let's say you already have some gear or whatever, you can modify the craft a little bit by either removing a basic synthesis, adding something and removing one. Just keep an eye on it. And something I really like to use just for testing reasons is if you go under crafting log, which is right here, and then you go, when you do the practice synthesis, if you press triangle, it's going to show you so your efficiency calculations, which is really great, especially when you get into the harder stuff. So for each action, it's going to show you the percentage that it's going to complete, based off of the type that it is. So these are all progress. So when you see here, when you have this progress 45, that's basically the total amount of progress you need to complete the craft. So for instance, if you were to do this quick synthesis here, the 500% efficiency, it would max this out at 65, which would mean you complete the craft in one shot. Now you have to keep an eye on quick synthesis because, like it says in the bottom left hand corner, it says success rate is 50%. So like you got to keep, like I said, I can go in more in depth into these later on if you really want some explanations on how all this crafting stuff works. I've been playing this game for over 10 years, so I have a tremendous amount of experience that I think I could help other people and stuff like that. But these are all the current skills that you can use. Now, the reason I have all of these skills is because I'm level 100, so I'm the max level in the game. When you're level 1, and I can show you the action tree, so you can see what skills you have at different levels. That's why I have all of these skills. You're not going to have all these in the beginning, but it's good to just look at these and say, okay, hey, I know how much quality I need, and you can even write it down or whatever if you really want to get that in depth into it. And you can be like, okay, I need this many to complete this craft, I need this many to complete that craft, and then you just keep messing with it. And that's why I said I'm starting from 10 on each one, but you can modify it a little bit and say, okay, well, if I remove one of these or remove one of those. So yeah, so let's redo that. And then, like I said, if we go to the actions, I can show you. So under character, actions, and traits, you'll see here, these are the actions you have at a specific level. So all the way up until, well, the only crafts skills that we'll have from 1 to 10 will be these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skills. So you're only going to have basic synthesis, basic touch, master's men, hasty touch, and rapid synthesis. So, and then one thing I didn't cover, because we are using a macro, is CP. So every skill you use uses CP. So if you go back to your actions, it'll tell you how much CP is used for each action. So you also have to keep that into account if you're going to start using skills that require CP. You want to make sure that you have enough CP to do those actions. So yeah, for instance, if you use Master's Men, right off the bat, you lose 88 CP. So just something to keep in mind when you're crafting, to make sure you not only do you have enough CP, but you don't over progress or under progress. And like I said, there's a lot more advanced things you can get into, like the quality of it, whether it's the different colors. And like I said, if you want a more advanced video, I can go over all of the different advanced parts that are necessarily not in here. So, all right. So that's going to be it from 1 to 10. The next set we're going to go into is from 11 to 20. So let's get into that one. Okay, well, now we're on to the from 11 to 20. But like I said before, I was originally going to do them in 10 level increments, but we're actually going to do them in 5. So actually we'll be doing level 15 first. So let's get right into the level 15 macro. And there was one other thing I wanted to go over just really quick. Inside the character menu, you have over here to your left, you have craftsmanship and control. Those are important also to be able to let you know, when that changes. Craftsmanship is basically your progress, how much progress you'll make, and control determines your quality. So the higher the craftsmanship, the more you're going to do when you do a progress move, and the higher control you have, the more you're going to get when you do a quality move. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your crafts. So yeah, so we'll get right into this for the level 15. So we'll go in here. I'll show you the macro really quick as well. So let's go back in here. There's the macro for level 15. And then let's get started with that. So we'll go in here, we'll click begin trial synthesis, and then click it. And then it should be 100%. See what happens. All right. Now, with the same gear, we're going to go into level 20. We're going to go all the way down here to the iron pickaxe. We're going to go to begin trial synthesis. And then I have another macro set up for level 20. So that one's going to be here, 7470. And let's go. Let's see. Let's go back to here, and then we'll click the macro. So everything should be good after the macro goes. And there we go. So that's level 15 and level 20. So now we're going to move up to the level 21 through 30, but we are going to do 20 and then 25. And then after that with 30. All right, so actually what we're going to do is we're actually able to use this gear that we have, the level 20-ish gear, to do both 15, 20, and 25. So it kind of keeps you from even having to craft any or to have any gear outside of that. So we're going to go now to the level 25 craft with the same gear we had that we were using for both the 15 and the 20, and we'll do the synthesis for that. And then the macro for that one with the current gear that we're wearing is going to be right here. So level 25. So like I said, we can do both the 15, 20, and 25 with the same gear that we have for the high quality up to 25. So if we go under crafting and craft the level 25 and then trial synthesis, and then we'll go here and then click that, and then we'll let that finish. And there we go. We finished the synthesis for that. So now we're going to move on to from 30 and above. So we'll be 30 and 35. So let's move on to that one. All right. So now we're going to be doing from 30 to 35. So I have a new set of gear now that I'm wearing. As you can see here, I'll go through each item. So head piece, the body piece, hands, legs, feet, rings, wrists, neck, ears, and offhand. So obviously they're in between 30. And off to the side, you can see the craftsmanship is 157, controls 154. So let's go to the macro for, we'll start with the level 30. So level 30 macro is here. And that's the one we'll be using for this craft. So let's go to level 30 all the way to the bottom. The steel sledgehammer. Let's go to begin trial synthesis. And we'll start crafting. All right, so we finished the 30 craft, HQ 100%, and now we're gonna go to 35, all the way down here, vintage sword, and let's click begin trial synthesis. It'll be the same macro, or this will be a different macro actually, so hold on, let me go and show that one, I apologize. So we'll go to here. So this is the macro for that one. Like I said, I'll be putting all of these in the description so that they're all here. And basically all you have to do is copy and paste them into your macros here and then assign the macros to your hotbar, whether my layout is the controller layout. I do play both on controller and with the mouse and keyboard, so it just depends on the day. But yeah, so let's go to craft 35. Vintage sword, begin trial synthesis, and then here we go. level 35. There we go. And here we go. And there we go. That's both the 30 and 35. Next, we're going to move on to 40, 45, and see if we can use the 40 gear to craft 50 gear. We'll see. Okay, so now we're going to do level 40. Let's go to the gear that I have, because I believe I'm wearing a different set of gear. So this is the gear I currently have for the level 40. Headpiece, body piece, hands, legs, feet, accessories, wrists, neck, ears, and then offhand. Craftsmanship's currently 203. Control is at 206. And the macros I'm going to be using for this one, the first one I'll show it first. So is going to be, let's see, yeah, the 40. And then the next one will be the 45. We have this one and this one. So first we're going to do the level 40. Begin synthesis. And then let's go, there we go. Now after that one, we're going to go to the 45. Go to 45, begin trial synthesis, and then we have that one as well, which I showed, and then we'll do that one. And then that should HQ that one as well. And this is all basic gear, no food, no melding of accessories or gear. This is all basic gear that you can buy in the market. There you have it. We'll have one left. I believe it's going to be 49, not 50, because the level 50 stuff goes into like the 1 stars and 2 stars, etc. So, but yeah. So now we'll get started and get on to the level 49 craft, and that'll be it for this one. Okay, so now we're on the last part of this. This is going to be for level, basically level 50, 49. The crafts are really only at that level. So let's see. Let's go through the gear real quick. So we have the main hand, headpiece, body piece, hands, legs, feet. I'm keeping pretty much the same exact accessories as before, but the only thing I changed was the offhand. And then my craftsmanship's currently at 226, controls at 221. Now there is something to keep in mind as far as the CP goes. I did make it to where, unfortunately, as much as I tried, you have to get a food, but it's like the cheapest food you can get. It's probably like 300 gil on the market. It's called Stone Soup, which is basically right here. This is the HQ version. You won't need to use the HQ version to be able to finish the craft, but you would need to just do the regular Stone Soup. So it's literally like 300 gil. It's super cheap. So let me eat one of those now so that we have it. But let's go over to the macro for this one. So this is the macro for it, level 49. And all right, let's see. Let's get into that. Let's see. 49. Let's go down. So it's going to be the horned hatchet. We're going to go here and then click this one. and then we should be good. And there we go. So that's going to be it from 1 to 50. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. If you want to see anything different, even more advanced, I'm probably going to be also doing one from 50 to 100. I can also do one on how to level from 1 to 100 or 1 to 50. I can go into details on the crafting itself. I can do things on the battlecraft side. I can do trials, any of those things. Like I said, I've been playing Final Fantasy since version 1 back in 2011, I think it is. So I've been playing this game well over 10 years. So I have a lot of experience that I could share with other people. So thank you again for taking the time to watch this video, and take care. Bye.